So we've got everything set up and ready to go, right? This is how I would set it up. Completely take everything off, take the scope off, take the weight off. You know, if you're struggling to undo the weight, usually it's just like this. I've just got a screw, and that screw pushes, there's a screw that goes all the way through, and then it pushes down and connects to the bar. So you undo that and just take it off all the way, right? And then this is the steps, this is what you do. So don't worry about moving your telescope around like I'm doing. Just simply stand behind your telescope, and you want to straighten everything up. So just straighten, let's just say everything's wonky, right? Let's say straighten it up, just undo it, and point it straight, always straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as straight as you can. And we'll do the next one too, you know, sort of, just sort of so it looks straight, like that, doing it as straight as possible like that. And after that, after it's straightened, we'll put on the weights. So I'm going to put on the weights first. And I know where the weights should go for it to be balanced on my scope, but we're going to be doing something different today. So I'm just going to put it on all the way to the top, nice and not nice and tight, but tight enough so it doesn't fall off. And then that's that bit done. All right. Okay, so now the weight's on. I'm gonna just pretend this is a scope. It's not very heavy. I might need to add some more weight to it, but this doesn't really matter so much, but I'm going to put it in. Alright, so this is my scope or lens. Okay. So now I've got my scope, my camera. This is everything, by the way. This is the scope, camera, everything all linked up. There's no point doing it with just the lens, because there's just no point. You want the you know, when you shoot, you're going to be shooting with everything. So you need to balance it with everything. If you're just balancing it with the lens, you're just wasting your time, because you're never going to shoot with just the lens. I mean, I guess it's okay for practice, but alright, so now that they're both on, we're going to start balancing it. Okay, so I've gone and got the telescope, because it's just going to make things a bit easier to explain. Right, so now I'm going to balance it. It's all unbalanced at the minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my default starting point, which is everything vertical. Yeah, change everything nice and vertical. Bend down. Let's make sure it's as straight as possible. So not so much with the legs, because the head turns left and right, right? So don't worry about the legs. Make it vertical from the scope, from the tracker here. Tracker. So tracker, that's alright. And then this one, maybe like that. Alright, good enough for me. There is ways to make it perfect with all the numbers and stuff, but visual, good enough for me. So we're gonna balance it next, right? And we always start with this one. We always start with this one. We never start with this one. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my default again, make sure everything's nice and straight, and then I'm going to twist it to like this, like left to right, right? Okay, make sure everything's tight, you don't want nothing falling off. And now, as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to juggle it. You can see it's falling to my right hand. Yeah. Now I've got to watch out as well for this, because that's the locking thing. The locking thing's here, and it falls down because of gravity, and then it locks itself, so you get a false reading. So you just got to make sure things like, you know, but yeah, you can obviously see it is right heavy, right heavy. Got to push it up. So I'm just going to lock it, and then just going to undo it, right? Now this is loose. but it's good. We're good because it's locked. So I'm just going to keep my hand on it, unlock it again, back to juggling, and I just want to move it left and until it's right side heavy, yeah? Because now it's falling to the right. I don't want my weight to slip off either. Yeah? I'm keeping my hand here, look, to make sure this doesn't slip off. Yeah. And now you've got to find the balance, where it balances. Yeah, right in the middle like that. You can see. So now if I lock this around here, I can like push it, and it pushes and it goes quite easy to the left. But it's quite hard to push to the right. Let me check that that's off. Right, there you go, it's a bit better. So I would say it's probably a little bit left heavy now, just a touch. It feels just a little bit heavier on the left. So I'm just going to adjust it, just a tiny bit to the right, tiny bit. Okay, and then it feels heavy, light, heavy, light. So it's about here, right? It's about here. If we move it any more to the right, easy, any more to the left, right? So this is the spot, about the spot where you want to be, right? So I think here is okay. Yeah. And you want to do it from like the same angle. You don't want to test it here and test it here, because it's going to feel much heavier here and much lighter here, just purely because of the angle of rotation. Do you know what I mean? The angle of rotation is much higher here, it's tiny here, so it's going to feel heavier. So you want to you want to do it fairly. You know, you want to do it fairly. It's best to test it from the most outer edge, because you can get the best feel, you can get the best gauge. And this is what you want. You want it to be balanced. This is, you know, pretty happy with that. So now that this side's done, we're going to straighten up again. Right, we're going to lock it, straighten up, lock, and then we're going to do this side. Right, so we're going to undo it, and we're going to tilt this left to right. Now, here, this looks pretty balanced already, but let's make it off balance so you can see how we'd balance it. And this is how you balance this one, is you move it up and down, right? So here we go. Now, but with this as well, let's pretend we've got our camera and everything on it. Right, so our camera is on this. So now we've got everything, and it's all this is left heavy. So we're going to need to unscrew these. We need to push it back. We're going to screw it in again, and then a little bit left heavy. Okay, let's keep going. Trial and error, dash. And you can even do it so it's loose, right? And check the balance while it's still loose. But just keep hold of it. So it's still left, so it's still a bit to the left, still a bit to the left. Okay, I feel like I could let go of that. Probably about here. Yeah, that's good. So I'll tighten it up. Just check everything's fitting there nicely. Yeah, so that's good. Okay, so it looks like it's pushing left quite easily. Yeah, and pushing to the right, so it's quite tough still. So I'll move it a little bit to the left. Sorry, a little bit this to the right, sorry. There you go. And now it looks like it's pushing to the left. So it's pushing to the right. So I'll just simplify it a tiny bit. Okay, that feels good. Yeah, look at that. It's good enough. It's probably a little bit heavy to this side. Yeah, no, I'll be happy with that. And then, because when it's straight like this, it doesn't matter if it tilts. Right, as long as it's balanced this way, that's what matters. Because now this is like a basic balance setup, right? You can shoot most targets with this. You can see how it's looking around, and it's balanced everywhere. Wherever you're shooting, it's kind of got a nice back, you know. So that's all we need to know for now on basic balancing. You can get into it a bit more when you. Like, let's say there's a target over here, the mount will go to, so let's say it'll go to like this, and it'll, or let's say the target's over there, so it's like targeting like this, and then they'd be like, okay, that's where it is, and then they'd balance everything, So they balance it like here, that balance it so it's balanced on an angle rather than a flat axis. But we don't have to worry about that stuff for now. For now, literally everything that I've just said is how you do basic balancing. And then as well, after I balance it, I'll look down my scope, look down the tracker, look down it, and you'll see a little circle with a cross section or something. I'll just straighten it up, close it, and then point this straight. So it'll be slight angle, but then make sure the North Star is in this optical as well. And then that's my normal setup. Then I do the polar align, and I'm good to go.